Viva Ronaldo! Guys, that is exactly what I've been waiting for. It is exactly what we've all been waiting for. I'll be real. I'm not surprised by the result. You know, my prediction was 3-0. I said I thought Ronaldo would get a brace. I thought, we'd see a header because we had so many aerial threats in the game. And we'll talk about all that. We'll get to everything. But boy, that was exactly what I've been waiting for. These are the kind of games I want to see from us. And look, let's be real. Yes, it's against Newcastle. And yes, many people predicted us to come into this game and smash it. But there were things in this game that I saw that made me think, yeah, we're a serious team this season. A team that people don't want to mess with. And not everything was perfect. But when we got things right, it was effective. And let's start off with the main man, because coming into this game, many people described it as, it feels like, yesterday felt like Christmas Eve. Today feels like Christmas Day. We're getting this exciting new gift, something that we know is class, brilliant in Ronaldo. And we actually get to see him play for our team again. Like, it felt surreal. It didn't feel real until we actually, even when he kicked off, right, and you're hearing the commentators and you're seeing the pictures on Twitter and stuff, it still didn't feel quite real. But he was out there with an intention to score. And I saw rival fans hating, the game kicks off and he was trying to force it a bit. Let's be real. He was trying to force it because he wanted to get that goal. He wanted to get that goal in OT. I can't blame him. I would, you would, everybody would. But you see rival fans going, oh my God, look at this Ronaldo. Oh, he's finished. What was that touch? And then he gets the goal. And when he gets the goal, it was a tap-in and people are getting, people are going mad. People are going, oh, it's just a tap-in. Why are people getting excited? Nobody else was going for that ball. He was the only person switched on, and that's what you get in Ronaldo. Somebody hungry for goals. He was switched on. He's a proper poacher, and that's what you can do now. That's where his game has changed and evolved, and he's so good at doing that. And that, put us ahead going into half-time, in a half where we were definitely the more dominant side, but we couldn't break through. We couldn't break through. You could see sort of the intention, again, overloads on the left-hand side, really forcing play down that side. The problem was, it wasn't really working, where Sancho, was trying to drive at some times, but he wasn't sending the balls in quickly enough. But even with that being said, on Sancho, we'll talk about Sancho because, he got another start, and I'm very excited to see Sancho continue to play. He looked a lot more comfortable. He looked a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident. He still needs to improve in terms of his relationships with people on the pitch. I think many rival fans will continue to come after him and attack him and whatnot. And to me, it's not deserved, right? Because you look at him and there was nothing technically that really, jumped out to me as a red flag. Some of his passes were a bit off here and there. But for the most part, I think his relationships with people on the pitch need to improve, right? And they're getting there. How he interacts with Bruno on the pitch, it isn't quite there yet. And it will get there. You can see them talking and, interacting with each other in clips and stuff all the time. And you'll know that will get better. Him and Ronaldo, that sort of link up, it looked good. They seem to understand each other quite well. And he's improving along with Luke Shaw as well. But the key is, to me, I don't really want to see Sancho off the left. I don't want to see Sancho off the left. I want to see Sancho playing on the right-hand side, because I think that's an area where we lacked in this game. Even with how brilliant we played, that's somewhere where we very much could have been better, right? Because there were many instances where we're forcing play down the left, and, that's all good and well, but teams can read that, and Newcastle sort of, neglected Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side because they didn't really see him as a threat, because for the most part, he wasn't, right? He took a bit too long on the ball. There weren't, these first-time crosses that we're all talking about. And to me, if you have Sancho on the right, you instantly have a threat there, right? I saw people on Twitter talking about, move Sancho to the right or bring on Delo or someone like that, because, us having attacking threats off the left and right make us much more dangerous against low blocks. But ultimately, Sancho eventually got taken off, not his best game, but also not bad to me. In many ways, I expect him to continue this for a couple of weeks, and we'll see how he is, by the end of the year, I'd say, is when you should really start making your judgments about him. But yeah, we go into the second half ahead, and Newcastle, they get back. I can't even remember their goal. How did they score again? Oh, it was some crappy goal, man. It was some stupid goal. Manquillo scored. It was a bit of a mistake. We always knew they were going to hit us in transition, right? We always knew that, Newcastle's biggest threat in this game was in transition. They're going to sit back. They're going to try hit us in transition. Pogba and Matic are going to struggle to deal with that transition a lot of the time, right? And in that case, they got a ball through the lines, it got past Pogba and Matic. Maguire tried to compensate for that. He slid in, completely, fumbled it, and essentially it left Varane in like a 2v1, and he couldn't really do much at that stage. So, as much as the goal was sloppy, it was the kind of goal like that. If you were going to predict how Newcastle would score a goal, like that would have been how they did it. But, we didn't let that break us. We didn't let that break us, because then right after, Ronaldo got his second. He got his second. Luke Shaw with a brilliant sort of drive, through ball played into Ronaldo. Ronaldo slots it through the keeper's legs. Once again, that's what he's going to do. And to be fair, the keeper probably should have done better. The keeper probably should have done better, but nevertheless, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not too worried about how he gets the goals. All I know is that he's going to get them. And at that point, right, you really just felt it. You really just felt like we are unstoppable. And in the sense of, yeah, they just got to go back, but we have control of this game. And I never felt like we didn't have control of this game, even when they leveled. And I think that's going to be something to look forward to moving forward now for us, because there's many games that we've had over the past year where it doesn't feel like we're in control in phases of game. Even in the Wolves game, for example, there was phases where we didn't look like we were in control, but we really felt like we were in control today. And that's what I'm going to be looking forward to moving forward. I guess we'll talk about, the final goal. Bruno obviously scored a long shot. Newcastle were tired. They left him open for too long at the edge of the box. You can't do that with Bruno. Any team watching in the Premier League, you can't leave him on the edge of the box with too much space. He wants to shoot it, and he will shoot it, and he'll probably score it. That was the third goal. Fourth goal. Let me tell you something, guys. Paul Pogba, when he's in his element, he is unplayable. Absolutely unplayable. A well-worked goal. Brilliantly well-worked goal. Paul Pogba into Donny, back to Pogba. Pogba passes it into the box. Tony Martial, got to give Anthony his props. He dummies it, lets it go through his legs. Lingard is right there, picks it up, and a brilliant finish. It was such a beautiful goal. And, to be fair, I think many people have had criticism for Lingard and all these kind of things. I said, I've been someone who said I thought Lingard would move on. I thought it made the most sense for him to move on. But I've also said, if Ollie's going to actually use him, we know Lingard is a good Premier League player. And he showed that right there in this game. Even for the short amount of time he was on, he made an impact. And that's the kind of guy he can be for us. And if he's going to be that for us, I'm fine with him staying, right? My biggest worries was that he was not going to be used. But Ollie clearly, wants to use him and has that sort of intention for him. I'll be interested to see the post, match conferences and what Ollie has to say and what the media asks him. Because obviously Donny got on as well. When Donny got on, he looked like he really was trying his best to make an impression. And, he didn't necessarily get anything flashy, like he didn't get an assist or goal or anything, but it was good to see him on the pitch playing football. And Martial as well, ice in his veins to dummy that way, trusting Lingard to get the finish, brilliant as well. And I hope he can get back to his best form. He looks good for France, and clearly Ollie still has him in his mind because, he subbed him on. We are so deep. We are so strong. There are still questions to be asked, and answered, in terms of our play off the right. I did really think Ollie would make a tactical adjustment where he'd move Sancho or bring on Dalot and really get us doing stuff off the right, because it wasn't clicking with Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka. They weren't getting the balls into the box the way you'd expect a team with Cristiano Ronaldo to. But that's one easy fix. And you do that, and I think you really have a side on your hands. I'm looking forward to seeing how we play. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to see the fan forum. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about the match. I'm sweating. It's flipping hot in my room right now. But I'm not going to stop singing Viva Ronaldo! See you guys all later. My name is LEVEN2K. Catch you soon.